question. So the next question is calculate the sum of natural numbers using while loop. Okay guys, here we are using for loop, and here also we are using for loop, but here now we are using while loop. So first create a variable similar to the previous question, I equal to 1, and specify the sum value, sum equal to 0, while I less than equal to 5. So sum equal to sum plus I. Okay guys, so while the value of I is less than equal to 5, so sum equal to sum plus I. This is inside while block. And then I equal to I plus 1. You can also type here I plus equal to 1. And then print sum. So what is the output? So the output is, I think something went wrong. No, not something went wrong. So the output is correct, which is 15. Okay, and if you write here 3, so the output is 6. Similarly, we can calculate the product of n natural numbers or factorial. Or we can say that factorial. Okay guys, code. So create a variable I equal to 1 as previous question, and then specify product value. So the product value is not 0, the product value is 1. And while I, okay guys, while I less than equal to which? 5, or you can specify any numbers according to yourself that you want to run. And then product equal to product multiplied by I, and then now we will print it. So print product and it will execute. I think it takes time to execute. Guys, in Jupyter Notebook sometimes code does not run, so you can refresh your kernel using this tab. Okay, this button, click on this and restart your kernel and click on restart. Now execute your code. So the output is 120. Okay guys, and this is increment function. If you does not apply this function, then your code will execute continuously, and this is called infinite function. Okay guys, and the code will execute till your laptop memory will not full. Okay, so specify I plus equal to 1. This is increment operator. We can also solve this question using input function. For example, I equal to 1 product equal to 1 and num equal to int. What is this int? Typecasting. Enter the number and then product equal to 1. Then what we do? We will specify here while loop. So while I less than equal to num, so what we want to do, product equal to product multiply by I. Okay guys, and so guys, note here, in the previous question here we write 5 and in this question we write num and create a input function using num variable. Okay, so now I plus equal to 1 and then print product. So something went wrong, so there is no space, and give the input. So the input is 5 and our output is 120. So in this way we can solve questions using for loop and while loops. So guys, how this output will come? So here is explanation. So first, the I starts from 1. Okay, so I starts from 1 and it check the number is which is 5. If I is less than equal to 5, then this block will execute, and again I plus equal to 1, it means I which is 1, and now I, the value of I is 2. So again it go here, and now the value of I is 2, and then again it check this condition, and then again the I value is 2 now, which is less than number, so this block will execute, and similarly this is a cyclic process and our output will execute 120. So 1 multiply, 2 multiply, 3 multiply, 4 multiply and 5. So 5 into 4 20, and 20 into 3 which is 60, and 60 into 2 which is 120, and 120 into 2 which is same, any number multiplied by 1 is same. Okay, so the output is 120. So in this way we solved our question. Okay, so now we have solved all the for and while loop questions. Now there is also another questions which makes our logic better. So now very important questions and interview type questions. This is star pattern questions. And this is interview question. So mark down it. So this is our heading, and what we want to do here, we want to print something like this function, and then star star star, and then 1 2 3 4, and then 1 2 3 4 5. In this way we want to run our code. So how to solve this question? We can solve this question using for loop and while loop. So just comment it. So now what we do, first we will create a variable I equal to 1, and then we will use while loop and specify the condition after while loop, and the condition is I less than equal to 5 and then colon sign, and then we will print something like that. So we will get this output, and then we use increment operator, and the output is here. So just solve this question. So first create a variable I equal to 1. Okay, now specify the while loop, while I less than equal to what, 5. Okay guys, so guys you can specify this 5, any number you can specify here according to your mindset. Okay guys, and according to your want. Now print I, and then if we print I, then the number will execute 1 2 3 4 and 5. But if we use this asterisk sign, this is called asterisk multiplication sign, if we multiply by this, so now it will not execute the number series, it will execute star patterns. Okay, now we use increment operator I equal to I plus 1. Now run this code, and here is our output. And you can also change this value, for example 20. So this is 20 pattern stars, and if you type here 70, so this is 70 pattern stars. And you can also type large numbers, for example we want to type 100. And what about if we type 1000? So Python will execute it quickly. So this is our 1000 number stars patterns. Okay, and you can also print according to your want. So this is many stars, and it will thousands of patterns. So move to our code. So this is very interesting question. So what about if we want to print our name, for example I equal to 1 while I less than equal to 1000. Okay, so if I is greater than less than equal to 1000, so we want to print I, and anything you will multiply by I, then it will execute in this star pattern. Okay guys, this star pattern like structure will print. For example here we write hello and use increment operator, and we can also use I plus equal to 1. Okay guys, and I think this is very large number. So here are the output: JavaScript error, too much recursion. So guys, this is recursion is a advanced topic, we will discuss it later. But what we do now, just remove 1 0 and then execute. So this will execute here hello, and for better understand we will type here 5 and run this code. So this is our output. In this way we can also print more structures. For example print a triangle of stars, inverted. Guys, note that question first is this is simple star pattern. Okay, and now this is inverted star question. So how to solve this question? First, we will create a variable. So the variable name is rows equal to 5. Okay guys. Now this will print a triangle stars and in the way of inverted. Okay guys. So inverted triangle star. How to print? First create a row variable and the value of row is 5. The variable name can be changed according to yourself. Okay, so it's not mandatory that you can write row here. You only write rows. So, okay guys, so for loop for I in range and then specify rows, and the range is 4 0 to -1 and then close parenthesis. This bracket is called parenthesis in Python, and then print star and multiply by this I. So the output is inverted triangle stars. Okay, so now we will run this code. So how to run this code? Guys, you can also run this code. You can see here, this is run this cell and advance shift plus enter. So the shortcut is shift plus enter, but you can also run this code from here. So click on this and the output will execute. So the output is first some zoom, little bit zoom the screen. So the output is triangle stars in inverted shape. Okay, so move to the next star pattern, which is print a right angled triangle of stars. So guys, what is right angled triangle of stars? So we will write code and understand what is this. So first write question 3. So the question 3 is rows equal to 5 and 4 I in range, and inside this range function specify 1 comma rows plus 1. So this 1 is the starting index and this is row plus 1 is the ending. Okay, then close it, and the rows value is 5. Range starts from 1 till the rows plus 1. Okay, so we will get right angle triangle of stars. So first we will write question print a right angled triangle of stars. Now in this way you will get right angle triangles of stars. So if we minus rows subtract by I, then is something in the shape of right angled stars, and then asterisk sign and then star and then I. So So what we do in this question? Okay, so understand this question. First, we will create a variable which is row equal to 5, and then we will use for loop for I in range, and the range starts from 1 till the rows plus 1 and then close brackets, and this bracket is called parenthesis. Here we can specify this bracket is called parenthesis in Python. Okay, and then inside for loop we will print something. So what we print, this is blank space and then multiply by stars. So this blank space is for this, here blank space, and here also blank space, and here also blank space, and here also one blank space, and there is no space, and the code will stop. And then the rows value is 5, which is subtracted by I. Okay, and add and multiply this sign, so this sign will execute here, and then multiply by again I. So in this way we will get our right angle triangle of stars. Okay, I hope there is many star pattern questions and you will got it. So guys, please have a look at once this question. So we will move to the next question. Okay guys, and please have a look this question also.